Hey, what's happening? One SirJames coming at you guys with another video. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying your week. And I gotta say, December has been flying by super quick. We're almost 1 week away until Christmas, which is just pretty crazy. But like I said, the main point of this video is, of course, to give you guys a topic that I haven't really talked about in a while, which is about the Nintendo Switch, more specifically a Nintendo Switch video game haul. So all these are just recent purchases because it's actually been that long since I've actually bought anything for the Switch. I didn't even buy anything on Black Friday for the Switch. The reason why is because of all the new releases, Black Friday, all the Christmas shopping that I had to do, plus the PlayStation experience, which I went to last week. Had a blast. If you haven't checked out that video, definitely recommend it. Got some pretty cool swag there, including this nice long sleeve shirt. So before we get to this, a few things I want to quickly go over, and I want to try to go over them as quickly as possible. First off, this thing right here. As you guys know, this thing came out earlier this year. This is the Super Nintendo Classic Edition, and the thing with this one is that a lot of people have been trying to get their hands on this, just like the NES, but the thing is that, of course, this is in a huge demand, but Nintendo has such a low supply. My recommendation, check your local Best Buys. The reason why I say that is because my local Best Buy, I was there yesterday afternoon, they had a table up in the front with like 60 or so of these sitting there with the big sign that said the price tag of $80, which is what the retail price is, and like the scalper prices where they're like $150 on up. And of course it said one per family. So again, check your local Best Buy. If you don't see them up in the front, maybe ask a store associate about them. But check there first before scalpers get them. Like I said, it's one per household, so I'm pretty sure they're going to honor that deal. And your second best option is, of course, to check GameStop. So like I said, try to get one there if you've been trying to get one. I definitely recommend it. I didn't pick up an extra one because, again, I already own one, and it makes no sense for me to get one where someone else is trying to get one for themselves or family member. And of course, I also found out you could actually hack these too, and you could add more ROMs to them. So I'm not going to tell you guys how to do that, but there's plenty of videos online showing you guys how, which I thought was pretty neat. The other thing, as far as another good deal going on, if you've been wanting to get the Destiny 2 Collector's Edition, which if you guys didn't know was $250, I believe was the original price tag, you could actually get it on PlayStation 4 or Xbox One, and again, this is the Collector's Edition for $99. I believe it's for Amazon Prime members only. I just ordered one myself because I've been really wanting the bag that's inside it. And of course, you know, I don't have any of the DLC on the Xbox anyways, so that should be coming in tomorrow, and I will be doing an unboxing for that. And of course, last but not least, is if you have Ghost Recon Wildlands, the Predator special event is actually alive. I have a full walkthrough on my channel if you guys want to check it out if you don't have the game, but if you do, the Predator, if you open up your map, is located on the far right hand side of the map. You're going to see a yellow icon that looks different compared to everything else. That is where the mission is located. So let's go ahead and get to the Switch games. Alright, so one of the first Nintendo Switch games that I picked up first thing, once I basically made this journey, is of course to pick up Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I have enjoyed the Xenoblade Chronicle games. This has actually been one of my anticipated Nintendo Switch titles, while most people are in regards to Super Mario Odyssey. Now, I haven't got the chance to sit down and play this yet. I'm actually looking forward to playing it today, actually, so can't wait. I have it fully installed with it being up to date, but again, it looks pretty good, so definitely a recommendation there. Next up is this game right here. This one is called Knights of Azure. Yeah, Knights of Azure to Bride of the New Moon. Here is what that looks like. And I don't know too much about this game because, again, this is the second one, so I've never played the first one. But the logo down here, KT, as okay, I know it's going to be pretty good because they're kind of responsible for like Attack on Titan and a few other games in the past. I believe also Samurai Warriors. I don't know if it's the same for Dynasty Warriors, unless that's a different company. I tend to get a lot of these Japanese companies mixed up. But, I mean, the games that they published in regards to KT, which is, was it Kyo Tecmo, have been really, really good. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. And I have never almost seen this at all. I think this came out back towards the end of October, I think just a few days before the release of Super Mario Odyssey, which is kind of a bad way to release it. But this was actually the only copy that I've seen, which was over at my local Best Buy. So definitely pick that up. It looks pretty interesting. The character and artwork on it looks great. So I can't wait to see how this one turns out. Next up is, of course, Resident Evil Revelations Collection on the Switch. This is the first set of Resident Evil games to be out on the Switch. Hopefully we get some more in the future. And I've never played, actually not never, but I haven't played all the Resident Evil games. The Revelations Collection, both 1 and 2, I have never played, so this is going to be my first time experiencing these, and I do have a couple nitpicks in regards to the Nintendo Switch version, even though I haven't played them yet. And this is in regards to not the game itself. First off, the box. If you look on the very top here, obviously there's a big white box that says Internet download and micro SD card required. Now, the reason why that's a nitpick for me is because there's no reason to have a super large white box. It kind of makes the box art look ugly, you know, compared to something like this where it's super clean, as you can see. What they should have done is something like what Sony does when there's like a PlayStation VR compatible game, where it's just a little box and it has a clear message. So, I mean, again, they could have shrunk this down a lot. I don't know, that's just a nitpick for me. The other one in regards to this game is that not both games are on the cartridge. You get the cartridge, which contains Revelations 1. However, for Revelations 2, you actually have to download the entire game, which is why a microSD card is required. Again, it's no big deal for a microSD card, because you should already have one if you own a Switch anyways. But the fact is, again, both games are not on the cartridge, or I kind of wish that they put, like, you know, Revelations 1 on a cartridge, and then right next to it, they have another cartridge with Revelations 2. I don't know, that's just me. So, like I said, there is that, so keep in mind that if you do resell this in the future, you're technically only reselling the first one if you already used your code, so just so you know. Next up is a really fun platformer, and I definitely recommend this if you can get it for about $25 or less, which right now it's selling at Best Buy for $25, and that is, of course, Rayman Legends Definitive Edition. I remember when this game first came out, not the Definitive Edition, but when Rayman Legends first came out to the market, I was sent a couple review copies by Ubisoft. There was a version on the PlayStation Vita, and the other one was for the, I believe it was the Xbox 360 as well. A definitely fun platformer, but like I said, I definitely recommend this for about $25 or less. The reason why I don't recommend it full price is because it's a game that's been out for quite a long time already, so that's the main reason. And what I like too is that when you reach the end levels, you have like these really cool musical levels that just everything you do kind of syncs up perfectly, so those are always a lot of fun. And there's also a fun little what was it called, the Kung Fu Tournament mode, so I think there's a 2-player mode. Actually, no, you could play technically up to 4 players according to the back here, so not too bad. Next up is another fun game. If you've been a big fan of any of the Metroid games, then you might like this game here. This one is called Axiom Verge. Worth checking into. Now, there's a couple different editions of this game. There is this one here, just the you know, the game itself. And there's I believe it's called the limited edition. It's about $10 more. You basically get you get some art cards. You also get a soundtrack, and of course you also get a map of the initial levels. But again, a pretty super fun game. If you're a big fan of Metroids, then of course you will enjoy this one. And it's an indie title too, so it's worth checking out. Next up is the Street Fighter II Ultra, the final challenger. Now, of course, when it comes to fighting games, I'm a huge Tekken guy. Tekken is my main game, and Soul Calibur, which thankfully there's another Soul Calibur game coming out. But again, even though I'm not huge into Street Fighter, but this is kind of like one of those earlier ones that I played during my childhood, so it's definitely worth it for me. Plus, I have this thing over here, which I have yet to finish, but this is a little Nintendo Switch arcade cabinet I've been working on. It comes in pieces that you can get on Amazon, and from there you can kind of customize it. So as you can see, I got the Street Fighter thing going on. I got the nice Nintendo sign over there. So if you put your Switch in here with some Street Fighter, and you got like the arcade fight stick, there you go. I mean, match made in heaven right there. And of course, what's nice too about this one is you could change up the visuals. There is a HD option, and of course there's also the classic graphics as well. So if you want to kind of go back into the past, you can set the classic one, or if you want something a little bit more modern, you can select the HD mode. And last but not least, unfortunately, this one didn't have a cover art because it was pre-owned, and it's like, hey, I'm saving basically a little bit over $16 here compared to new, and that is Fire Emblem Warriors for the Nintendo Switch. It's basically like a Dynasty Warriors spin-off, but what's nice about this one, because I was playing a little bit of it, is that even though you got the Fire Emblem characters in there, it's not just exactly like Dynasty Warriors. I mean, when you select a new game, you could actually choose different options. You can choose to have elements similar to Fire Emblem, where if you have officers and stuff like that die in combat, then they are dead for the rest of the game. Or if you wanted the strict action-based combat, then basically it's based to the point where if you have officers that die in combat, they will come back to life and so forth. So you kind of have two different options of gameplay, which definitely offers a lot of replayability. And if you love games like Dynasty Warriors or Samurai Warriors, then you're definitely going to enjoy this, especially if you're big fans of Fire Emblem, because you got all the different characters there. And of course, I have one other game, which unfortunately I can't show because there was no physical release of it, and that of course is Rocket League on the Nintendo Switch. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this haul here. I'm definitely looking forward to 2018 for the Nintendo Switch because we have Bayonetta 1 and 2 and 3 coming out, which I definitely cannot wait. Payday 2 is coming out for the Switch, which is crazy. LA Noire, which is actually already out, but I wasn't too big into LA Noire, and everyone kind of has their own personal opinions on that. And I have one other item. This one is not for me, but this is kind of a sneak peek because I know my little brother won't be watching this video, so I'm going to show it to you guys. Is one of the Christmas items on my baby brother's list is that he wanted a Nintendo 3DS. Or in this case, just anything in that general. Now, back in the day, I did get him a Nintendo 2DS. That was the original one. But now, if you guys know, there is now the new Nintendo 2DS XL editions. So I got him this right here. This is the new 2DS XL Pokeball Edition. This thing looks, I'm actually kind of jealous. Now, I do have the Pokemon, like, was it 20th anniversary or something like that? New 3DS that came out, but he's getting this one. I'm a bit jealous. I want it for myself because, I mean, it's the Pokeball. It looks pretty neat. I've seen videos of it too where the button right here in the center, you could actually press the button, which is pretty neat. But he's got that one, so this is what he's getting from me for Christmas. And I'm going to be getting him a few games. I already got him one game so far, which is Minecraft. The new 3DS edition. He loves Minecraft and Roblox and all that kind of stuff. So I'm probably going to get him probably Smash Brothers because it's a nice fighting game. He's into these fighting games. And one other game. I'm not sure what the other game will be, but I'm going to see what I can find on the market. But he's going to be getting that from me for Christmas. So I'm pretty sure he's going to be excited. But anyways, if you guys have any questions, let me know in the comment section down below. And I'll see you guys next time.